Hello, this is Ling Chi from Oriental Art Supply brush painting for beginners. We're going to do a virtual office hour on this Friday about trees. So to stick with that theme, I'm going to do a tree composition. And I'm excited about this new paper we got, which is a semi-sized green color paper. This paper has some sizing to it, is pretty strong. It can take the wash because the sizing, I have trouble to do the wash without any sizing like a raw paper because it doesn't spread. And then this paper seems strong enough, can handle 2 washes. So this is the paper I'm going to use. And then the color I'm going to use a little bit orange and brown in this palette and our companion set. And then majority is the Best Bottle ink on this composition. The brush I'm going to use is Mountain Horse small and a flow brush and the full Lotus. You can also use super flow. And I have a 4-inch wash brush. And then I also have a flat brush for my wash brush. And that's kind of essential if you are going to use a wide wash brush. These little dishes or little flower plate won't be able to handle it. And the paper itself, because hand dyed, so sometimes the dye is not very even. So this particular composition can really, it's not bothered by that. So first I'm going to use the Mountain Horse brush. Keep the brush dry. And on the tree trunk, it's very important to show the texture. So if your brush too wet, then it won't be able to show the texture. And then also that I think that any dark hair like Mountain Horse or Perfect Gentleman, they should be able to handle it. I also want to talk about the line of the trees. A lot of times when a tree has straight line, that's the hardest part to depict, especially when it's long. So I'm not going to do it like traditionally 90-degree to the paper. I also will break the line into different sections, so you won't have to do a perfect long line with the brush, which is pretty hard to do for beginners. So I will break the line up. So one side is a little bit longer than the other side. So this is my long side. So the second line is going to be shorter, but then I started taller. So one of the big thing is that important is that try not to do anything symmetric. So this is the major, and then I have a shorter tree, smaller tree on the other side. So this tree is going to be taller, but narrower. So I want you to pay attention. You can see that none of the three lines are end up the same length. So that's very important for people to know, not to do 4 straight lines. Okay, and then I'm going to use some vermilion. I have some ink in my brush, so I want to show the vermilion a little bit more, so I'm washing the ink off. So make sure that your brush is dry enough. So you can see all these spaces, they are not even. So I don't show any square. So then I use some dark ink. Then on this tree, all right, and then I'm going to now use my full Lotus. You can use your super flow, but I want to make sure that that is so the tree is fuller on the top, start coming down to the trunk. So I want you to see that I have spaces. Okay, and then this tree is going to be a little bit narrower on the top. So then I will suggestively connect this tree. Okay, and then underneath is the bushes I'm going to have. So I will start with here. I roll my brush. So I want you to see that I don't have a straight line. All these is in and out. All right, so this is my finished, all my brushwork. So now I'm having my wash brush. So they kind of semi-dry except the middle part. So I'm going to load about I would say 1/3 brush with the brown and then the ink I had. So the ink part is on the bottom, so it will ground my composition. All right, and then I'm going to wet my brush and then make it into a lighter ink wash for the top. Again, the part have the ink is on the top. So I'm just brushing the middle with the, this part has no ink to it. So you can see it's darker on the side. But then I use the clear brush in the middle. So I have dark on the side, but then I use the bottom, which I have no ink on the bottom. So I'm working down. So now I'm completely take all the ink out of my brush. So just some dirty water from my container, and then I'm evening it off. So you can get that mist feeling. I like to have a little bit ink on the side. I'm really having fun on this colored size strand paper. We have 3 colors. I'll continue to have a different lesson as in the coming week. So watch our following session. So then I finish my work for the day. You can see the top that is not mounted. So if you just use a cool iron, press it, then I think it's fat enough without having to mount it.